guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So basically today we're going to talk about a very interesting type of relationship. Now granted, I don't think anyone really predicted that 2020 was going to be the way it has been. I think we all have aged about 100 years in not even 12 months yet. I'm gonna leave it at that before we get more depressing. Before we get into this video, as you know, content like this is often demonetized, so I'd like to thank today's sponsor, Adam & Eve. Adam & Eve is America's favorite adult store. Not only does it come with discreet packaging, but they also donate 20% of their profit to help fight the spread of HIV around the world. They also have a 24/7 customer service and have 90-day no-hassle returns. If you go to adamandeve.com and use code GLARE, you'll get 50% off one item and free shipping in the US and Canada. Thank you, Adam & Eve, for sponsoring this video. So basically the main reason I wanted to talk about this topic isn't because it's particularly necessarily the first time this has occurred. It isn't necessarily the newest thing in the sense of like I said, it has occurred before, but the terminology used in articles discussing this is just so funny and so improbable that I'm like, okay, we need to talk about this because it's actually funny. Kazakhstani bodybuilder marries sex doll after whirlwind romance. You see what I mean? Like, I wouldn't necessarily associate a sex doll with a whirlwind romance. I'm not mad at it. Live your truth. If that is with a sex doll, okay. I mean, honestly, as long as the sex doll isn't a child sex doll, which we've discussed on this channel a long time ago now, fine. Like, have your sex doll be your wife. Like, it's not really hurting anyone. Can it hurt you maybe with your mental health? Who knows? But as of right now, everything's fine, it seems. Proving that love is blind and sometimes kooky, a bodybuilder from Kazakhstan has tied the knot with his dearly beloved, a sex doll he dated for 8 months before proposing a year ago. Clad in a black tux and bow tie, Yuri Tolochko is seen planting a gentle kiss on Margot, who appears a bit stiff in her revealing white gown as she clutches a bouquet of flowers and stares into the distance. Honestly, I think the way this is described is just really funny to me, and I don't even necessarily think they're really making fun of him as much as they're making fun of, you know, how wedding announcements usually are. And I think they're kind of poking fun at the concept of talking about a doll as if they are entirely the same as a human. I think that's also why I like this article, that I don't think they were really mocking him as opposed to other ones. And like, I think it's weird. I don't relate, but again, I don't really think it's, you know, harmful to anyone. And I also think it's funny that they're like after 8 months of dating as if like, anyway. The couple also shared a romantic first dance in front of dozens of guests who attended the traditional ceremony, which was shared on Instagram. It's happened to be continued, the actor and bodybuilder wrote after slipping a ring onto his bride's finger. The way he also talks about Margot is funny to me. In one post working out together, Tolochko wrote, "Couples need to talk less and connect more. With time and experience, Margot and I realized that it takes more than words to have a conversation." He added, "Your partner sure deserves the best, but they have to do their part." I have to say this part was a little confusing to me because I don't know how Margot could possibly talk less than she already does, which is not talk. You see what that part confused me, but regardless, I'm here for the wisdom we get. This part also was funny. Tolochko said he met Margot at a nightclub where he rescued her from some unwanted attention, adding that they'd planned to take the plunge in March before the pandemic hit. I'm sorry, but the concept of like a sex doll just like chilling at a club, getting unwanted attention from some person, and him just like coming in on his white horse. I do love that there is a whole fairy tale aspect behind all of this. I think that makes it far more interesting to read about than other sex doll stories where basically someone's like, yep, we're married or something like that. So this threw me for a loop because it went 0 to 100 real fast and I didn't really know what to make of this. It says, he told the Daily Star that the wedding was delayed again after he was attacked during a transgender rally in the Kazakh city of Almaty on October 31st when he suffered a concussion and broken nose after dressing as a woman for the event. Tolochko, who identifies as pansexual, told the Daily Star that our story turns me on much more than sex itself. First of all, the transgender rally thing came out of nowhere. I don't know what gender. I've said, the article has said he, so I'm assuming he identifies as a he, but the transgender rally thing, like, I don't know if he dressed as a woman as self-expression or if it was supposed to be like a joke or derogatory. Like, I'm not sure what the intention was there, which is also why it threw me for a loop, because I'm like, why is this even included in the article without more context? Especially because right after that it's like, oh yeah, he got a concussion and broken nose, but anyway, his love story turns him on more than sex itself. Whoever wrote this really has an interesting way of telling stories. He then adds, and this is pretty typical with anything that's not, I guess, the sexual norm, even though I think BDSM isn't really not a norm, like a lot of people are into it. Pretty much anytime I read a story of someone doing something less mainstream, let's say, like marrying a sex doll, they always like BDSM. Like, and it has to be made a point of in the article, which I don't necessarily think is relevant, but it's fine. He added that he also enjoys BDSM, bondage and discipline, domination and submission, sadism, and masochism. I love being tortured. I can endure a lot of pain. I love to dominate too. Margot is capable of what other people are not capable of, he said, according to the news outlet. Not really sure what it is that other people aren't capable of. Not really sure I want to necessarily know more. Like, I think we have heard enough. But I thought this was interesting also because at the end, it talks about the requirements to be married in Kazakhstan, and the requirements as of now is that you have to be male marrying a female, or female marrying a male, obviously, and you have to be over 18 years old. It's not funny in a nice way, but funny in the way of, like, it's crazy to me that someone can marry a doll, but you can't, like, two men can't be married or two women can't be married, but a doll can be. It just kind of makes everything seem entirely ridiculous, because surely humans deserve rights prior to dolls. I don't know if that's a controversial statement to make, but regardless, this is an interesting story, and I really want to see if there are updates on this couple, because if there's a divorce, I want to hear the divorce story. If there's a doll child, I'm fully invested in this relationship at this point, and who knows, if they prove themselves worthy, we might even begin to stan. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to my patrons as always, and let's get right into the fan art.